Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Watch FE and see basically how this particular watch holds up in 2025. Now, there's a lot of cool stuff going on for this particular watch when it comes down to it. This is supposed to be a cheaper styling of watch that Samsung has made. This is not supposed to be like the most expensive watch. It's not supposed to be their like ultra lineup or anything like that. This is a cheap watch that's a entry-level watch that you could buy, and I do think for that basis it covers the majority of things that you'd kind of want within a watch pretty well, and I think that's a really cool thing to kind of keep in mind here. Now, if you want to pick up this watch or some other Samsung Galaxy watches that I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description below. You can get that from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of the Samsung Galaxy Watch FE, this watch originally came out back in 2024, so a little bit later last year, or in the middle part of last year. And the front side, you're getting this 1.2-inch Super AMOLED display, and it's actually a pretty good looking display for the most part. Like if you're in the market and you're trying to go through and pick up a device, this is still actually a pretty good looking device for the most part. You're not really going to have too many things to complain about here when it comes down to the panel in this front, the panel itself. However, there's a lot of bezel around this panel, so that could be a pretty big downside. If you're wanting a device that's going to be giving you overall better types of panels on the front, there might be, the Galaxy Watch 7 is going to be better than this thing, but that is another cool thing to think about, that although this thing has a lot of bezel, it still looks pretty good, and there's not really too much to complain about here for the most part. Now, on top of that, you're still getting the pretty good build quality on the sides. You're getting your 2 buttons on the side. You're getting your wireless charging pad on the back side as well, which is also another really nice thing. So you can go through and you can wirelessly charge your device, your watch, from like your Samsung Galaxy phones if you have one. So there's still a lot of really cool stuff going on for this type of watch when it comes down to it. And then you have the bands. I've never been the biggest fan of the band selection of Samsung Galaxy watches. Having to go through and like change out your bands and stuff is not really the best experience, but I guess it gets the job done here, so it's not really that big of a deal. So definitely when it comes down to the exterior, I love the way this particular watch holds up. I think it feels pretty good in the hand, and I really don't have too many things to complain about here. And this is all coming in a price tag at about like $200. It's a little bit cheaper in the used market, but that really is not that much money to spend on a device like this. Like for $200, that is pretty interesting. And you're getting IP certification. This thing can handle a lot of like water and dust type of things you throw at it too. So that is a pretty nice thing. Now, the thing is that internally, this is pretty much going to be giving you the same type of chipset as like a Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. So if you were to go through and buy a Samsung Galaxy Watch 4, you would basically be getting the same type of performance as this watch. Maybe it's not going to be that big of a deal, and maybe it's just not even that big of a deal to you, but it could be a big deal and could be a big issue depending on which way you're looking at it. Because if you're trying to go through and get a watch that's going to be giving you an overall better type of capability, well, with a device like a Samsung Galaxy Watch FE, you might be seeing that it really isn't going to be that fast, but it's still going to be good enough for basic things you do with it. If you're trying to go through and just do basic like tracking your health, checking notifications, getting phone calls, things like that, maybe even using a few applications or listening to music from your watch, this type of watch is going to be perfectly fine for that kind of stuff. And that is the thing I think everyone needs to kind of understand, is that you can go through and use this type of watch for those types of things. But if you're trying to take it up a notch, and if you're trying to do some like really, really intensive things, again, I don't know who's going to do intensive things on their watch, but if you're going to do anything crazy, you might want to go through and swing for a watch that might be a little bit better or have a little bit of a faster chipset. Things like the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, Watch 6, Watch 7, those ones would probably be better. But I think this one's still pretty decent as well. And that's the thing how I feel about the watch, FE. I really do feel like this is like a pretty good watch for the most part, especially for the price tag. If you have to go in the brand new market, this is definitely a watch that I think I would recommend people to buy, right? It's not perfect, but I do think it's a really good watch for the most part. And if you are going to go ahead and buy one, then this one makes a lot of sense to go ahead and buy. But at the same time, I think if you can go through and buy something like a Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 in the used market, that would probably be a way better deal and a way better option than this thing when it comes down to it. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.